But Humboldt Apothecary, I'm a big fan of
Oh,
your business.
well, that's good to
How
hear.
did
Thank
you
you.
how did you get started in the marijuana industry?
So I mean, I've been in Humboldt now for God, I'm gonna date myself here, but like about 20 years, so quite some time. And so I've just always been around cannabis here. It's just such a
Yeah, it's
part
kind of
of
a
the
staple.
fabric. Have a lot of friends that are farmers and whatnot. And then we established the business in 2015, and we just kind of saw the cannabis industry going in a direction of legalization. And so I say we because I have a co-founder and business partner, my friend Susan Cleverton. So we started the business together, and we just kind of wanted to get in and create products that really spoke to us that we didn't really see like represented in dispensaries at the time. You know, more of like low dose, kind of like therapeutic products, more so than that just like super high concentrations of THC with lots of sugar and stuff. It just didn't really speak to us. We were looking for a product that, you know, would speak to us, and couldn't find it, and decided to just create a line of products that did.
Did you guys start out with kind of a focus on CBD then? That
We
was kind of the
did.
birthplace of it?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and we also started by mixing other medicinal herbs with cannabis, which is kind of unique in the industry right now. And I don't know, it's surprised us, I guess, because looking like historically, the use of cannabis, it's been combined with a lot of other medicinal plants for a lot of different purposes. Like if you look at like the old pharmacopoeias and stuff that like the doctors would, you know, write up these recipes for everything from like a hangnail to cancer or whatever. They used kind of like a range of medicinal herbs together with cannabis. And so we kind of wanted to resurrect that kind of use of cannabis, and that was kind of how our products were born.
Do you think that's kind of been replaced, that idea of mixing that in there, just because of the culture now where it's more so, oh, we're just gonna make it all fancy candy edibles?
Yeah, I think it's probably more. I mean, I don't think we live in a culture anymore where plants are, you know, used as medicine very commonly. So to a lot of people, that's kind of odd. But, you know, 100 years ago or even less, that was very common. Most of that's been replaced by pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, it's hard finding that nowadays,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's not in Humboldt. I mean,
Yeah.
we're big fans of plant medicine here in Humboldt, but you know, once you get out of our little bubble, most people that's pretty odd to them, I think.
Yeah, especially out of California
Oh
as
yeah,
a whole. Once
for
you start
sure.
moving east, it's like, oh, okay, this is not
Right.
normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to turn more towards THC heavy products, or are you guys mainly just focused on CBD for the
Yeah,
moment?
we actually kind of have started to move in that direction. We just launched two new products this year, and they're a line of solventless tablets. And we started with like like 300 milligram bottles, so they're 10 milligrams each THC. There's an indica and a sativa, and then we're going to launch another round of those. That's going to be 1,000 milligrams. So we are kind of moving more in that direction, just because. You know, CBD kind of experienced this like total heyday where everyone was freaking out and putting it in everything. And it's sort of less popular now in dispensaries than it was even, you know, a year or two ago.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So we're just, you know, we'll always have our CBD products. I'm a huge fan of CBD, but I like it mixed with THC, you know, and not just as like a hemp derived CBD concentrate. But yeah, we are diversifying our THC line for sure, and trying to kind of like create products that like appeal to a broader demographic of people as well. So,
Why is it that CBD's kind of taking a back seat, I
you know,
guess?
that is a really interesting question. I think part of it is that there was such a, you know, it's like we've had so many like plants that experience like a real heyday, like kale, like it had like,
Yeah.
you know, like a
Yeah, that was
major
a moment.
yeah, it was a moment. And then acai, I think, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I think CBD was like
Part of that
it was
craze.
it was a rage there for a minute. And I think probably a lot of people have gotten products that are not very effective because they don't contain what they say that they contain, because there's really like no regulation of hemp CBD right
That's a
now.
big problem,
It's a
right?
really big problem. So imagine thinking you're getting this, CBD product. It's got 1,000 milligrams, and the FDA ran a bunch of tests in a number of companies. Like, maybe there was no CBD in there, or there was a very small amount, and not at all aligned with the label claims. So maybe a lot of people tried it, experienced nothing, and thought like, I'm not wasting
Yeah,
my money
screw
on
this. I
this
don't need
anymore.
it.
But I also think that really I think everybody leaned on their vices in the last year. I'm not saying that THC is like overtly a vice, because it's so medicinal, but I mean, when you get stressed out, it's like, where do you go? Like, you either go for the whiskey, or maybe you go for like the concentrates, or whatever is your vice to like help you get through a stressful time. I think we all probably did that a little more than usual in the last year or so.
Well, yeah, they said
Understandably.
that alcohol sales, especially, were up. Even
Yeah.
with the bars and restaurants being closed,
Oh, I
people were
believe
still
it.
just, yeah, going to town. Which, I
Yeah.
mean, what else are you going to do if you're stuck at home?